Hi everyone, Peter Clark here with a short presentation all about what I call getting games. What are getting games? Glad you asked. Getting games are a additional way that we can make scent work classes that are designed for enrichment and therapy, where the dogs are predominantly working for primary reinforcers or things they're searching for, things that once they find them they can access. Getting games are a way that we can enhance our classes, or indeed enhance any of the enrichment stuff that we do with scent work with our own dogs at home. So hopefully the thoughts that you find in this presentation will be a stepping stone to expand what you do with your dogs or your classes. I was first introduced to scent work or nose work, and it doesn't matter what you call it, same thing, dogs using their noses, but I was first exposed to it formally about 10 years ago via the canine nose work methodology. And if you know anything about that methodology, it starts out with the box game, where the dogs are looking for favorite stuff in and amongst boxes. It's often also called the chicken in a box game, and it is really the foundation of the canine nosework methodology, where the cardboard boxes are used to hide food or toys in. They also serve as a way to provide our dogs with an environmental cue. They're an antecedent setup that the game of hunting is on, and it also shows the dog obviously where to hunt. So in a big hall, we can have boxes in just a corner, and that will encourage the dog to hunt in the corner. Or we can utilize the whole hall and expand the boxes throughout, which will make the whole hall in play. So it really is easy to increase or decrease the search area that our dogs are hunting in. It also allows us very easily, when we use cardboard boxes, to make the scent puzzles harder or easier for the dogs in question. And that allows us to create challenges for the dogs in very specific areas to build up physical, mental, and also emotional grit or confidence, just to build up their confidence, especially useful when we see a weakness in an area. So the box game, or the canine nosework methodology, if you've been to a class, looks like this. This will look familiar. If you haven't been to a class, I just wanted to show you the kind of setup that the dogs are used to. But very quickly, an instructor can move the boxes from just being scattered around the area to very specific setups, like for instance, this one here, where the boxes were obviously all in part stacked up against a wall, which creates some height challenges and some nooks and crannies, some areas where odor of the food is going to really settle. And so the dog will learn to make sure that they search in each of those nooks and crannies in each of those cardboard boxes. So that provides scent puzzle learning, but also confidence learning. And we can see where some dogs will be very comfortable putting their heads in those boxes, and if they move putting their feet up, others won't be. So it gives us an opportunity to identify the weaknesses and to then set up different challenges to help build those weaknesses up into strengths. So the getting games, as I guess the name suggests, is all about the getting of the prize. So traditionally, I guess the focus is placed on the searching or the sniffing aspect of scent work or nose work. It's the hunting part of the game that we spend a lot of time focused on. And it's certainly amazing to watch our dogs do that hunting part and find where the source of the odor is coming from. But there's also an opportunity for us to focus on the getting aspect, because when we've got a situation where we've set up a search where the dogs want to actually obtain the thing that they're searching for, that getting aspect can be a whole new ball game, an additional challenge for them, because they want to get what they are searching for when they find it with the food or a toy. So that means we can provide lots of different challenges for the dogs depending on where we put the hides. And I've said hides there in inverted commas, of course, because it's food or toys. It's not a birch hide or a clove hide or wintergreen or whatever target odor you're working for. And this means we can really tailor the individual getting game for the individual dog to help with specific temperament or behavioral issues, or as I said before, just to build up specific weaknesses and create them into strengths. So basically, the idea is once they've found the food, now what? What do they have to do in order to get that food or toy? Now, most of the examples I think that I've got in here are food related, so they're getting games that involve getting food. But obviously, every game that I'm going to show you can be modified and should be modified for the individual. To ensure that we are giving them the best opportunity to gain from it. So the first game I'm going to share with you is, I think, the first one that we ever sort of developed up as a game, and it's called the Tower of Terror. You might be able to see there that we've got boxes stacked on each other upside down, and we've got some food on some of the box flaps, and we've also got food on the top. This particular video was working with a shelter here in Australia, and this was this dog's first exposure to the Tower of Terror. He'd come in and he'd done one session, so he had an idea about the boxes, but this was the first time he had encountered the Tower of Terror.
Oh, did you get it? No. Wowzers! Hang on a minute, I was just waiting for the audience.
Yeah, that's right.
He knows that just like do that and it falls down. It's great.
And you can see there as it fell down, it scattered the food everywhere, and that gave him an additional foraging opportunity, a little activity. So that's a great one for shelters. It can be, at least. Here is another modification of the Tower of Terror. This is a home environment with the gorgeous Pepper coming in. And she's come on in and she has already got some food out of the boxes to the side there. Oftentimes we make sure that there is an easier hide for them to find in case they find the particular thing that we've set up just a little bit too challenging. And Pepper here, you can see, pulls back and brings up the importance of making sure that the dog has an opportunity to escape, because oftentimes escape is a very strong reinforcer, and the opportunity to escape and then go back as their confidence builds is a surefire way to set up the environment and the search to be a real challenging, but not too challenging, and help them build confidence. So she's getting close there. She gets a chance as she thinks it might fall on her to move away. And Becky's put the flap there for her to grab. And this actually was just a small snippet of the search that Pep did. It went on for about 7 or 8 minutes. So that was a fantastic opportunity for her to get rid of some of that bulldog energy. Then you can move to advanced of all of these exercises. And again, it's just dependent on the individual that you've got to work out what's going to be challenging for them, but is not going to overface them. This is my boy Robin with an advanced version of the Tower of Terror. So there's food just up the top of all of the exercise equipment there. Where is it? Or is it up there somewhere? It is up there somewhere, isn't it? Can you get it?
Yay, boom. Good job, you. Quick, before Fly gets it. Good boy, Rabin. That was good,
So again, you
hey?
can see there how Robin has a think about it and then moves away. There was lots of different opportunities throughout that area there. So I'm not sure if he'd gotten them all or not, but really important to have those dogs have an opportunity to escape or move away as they physically or mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, feel like they need to. It's not about them winning and succeeding and getting all of the bits of food in this instance. It's about them having a certain amount of time and an opportunity to just play and hunt and whatever that looks like for them. Okay, so that was the Tower of Terror. The next one is probably one of my favorites, which I think I say about all of these, and it's what we call the minefield. And this is actually Andy, the beautiful Weimaraner, in class probably about 7 years ago now, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. I lose track of time. And this was heaps of fun. So much fun to watch those dogs navigate and work around. And some just bulldoze through, but I tell you what, a lot more don't. And I've had so many people come and see that and say, my dog's just going to bulldoze through that. You're just going to spend the whole class just resetting the pots up. And it just doesn't happen. So again, these are not just about building confidence for our dogs, but it's also us building an understanding and seeing where you know our beliefs of who they are and how they will behave in a certain situation might not be exactly the correct thing. So Mission Impossible was a game that I invented specifically for this beautiful little griffon fly who is very, very touch sensitive, and you're going to see him in a number of the videos. Again, it's just a setup where he has the opportunity to move in and around this crepe paper, which obviously is going to touch him in various ways to get different bits of food. So let's just watch the video run. So that was Mission Impossible, way back when I used to be Canine Central. This is Caveman, and I don't think Caveman's got any sound to it. So just going to talk you through it. I have to be careful because if I play a video and it's got sound on it, it reverberates along. So you're going to see baby Robin coming in here, and straight away you're going to see why it's called Caveman, because there's lots of big caves for him to build confidence getting into tight spaces. So I've come in and put a variety of bits of kinds of food around, on top of, below. Again, the videos or part of the session that you're seeing here is just part of it, a couple of minutes, where I think this one sort of went for about eight to 9 minutes. Again, lots of opportunity for them to, especially a baby puppy like Robin, to use his brain and get nice and tired. So there's bits of food not just in the boxes but on top of as well. He's just gone behind, so I have no idea where he is at the moment. I think the camera will move.
Uh-oh, Robbie. That was a bad choice, wasn't it?
Any minute now. Here we go. There he is. I'm just looking for him. So there's easy ones again, because I don't want to have to always, if he was uncomfortable, I don't want to have him just go into what makes him uncomfortable to get the food. It's not about do this or don't get fed. It's about there's opportunities, and you just show me what you're comfortable with doing and what you how you want to spend the time that you are in here doing. So there's another caveman, and you can see that there's bigger ones and that there's shallower ones. There's some rock climbing there, another game that I guess I could invent by the looks of things. So we're searching all around here. And again, you can just see that the dog has the opportunity to engage or to not engage. Well, I think sometimes one of the things to remember when we're instructing classes especially, and we're getting these dogs come along to a novel environment for the first time, is that it is a novel environment, and rather than force them, which is kind of doesn't feel like we're doing it, but sometimes we don't give them enough time to just perceive the environment that they're in and ask them to go and search for food straight away. I think sometimes that doesn't do them the service that scent work, nose work can provide for them. So just giving them the opportunity to do what they want to or need to do in the environment, and then getting the information from our observations, is the best way to move these dogs along. Robin has played this game and games like it since he was a baby puppy, so I think in a moment he might go into that really narrow long one. I'm pretty sure I put some food in there, and you can see all those boxes on top. He's very comfortable with boxes moving and falling around him. So this is sort of a higher level caveman with another game sort of on top that I call Avalanche, which you'll see the beginnings of in a little minute as well. But you can just see how much he's working, and again, not only building his confidence in these tight environments, but also building his experience of scent puzzles and odor movement. And in an environment when he is using his nose, he's building experience of making sure that he searches and checks in all of the different nooks and crannies or different little caves that are around. Just hurry this along here. Again, just so good for a baby dog like this. And if you haven't introduced it to your baby dog, and you do have a dog that you think this might be valuable for, as for any of the games, just introduce it in a very easy way. We want to set them up for success and build the confidence that way. We don't want to make it so hard that they give up. That's the last thing that we want to do. Alrighty, here's quicksand. This is beginner's quicksand. And again, this is Andy, who you just saw at the minefields when she was, I think she was about 8 months old here. And quicksand is just a whole lot of balls. And once again, this is just a minute and a little bit of her last experience. I think she's probably been working for this for about 5 minutes to build up her confidence, and we've just been throwing the food in and then throwing the food out so that she had an opportunity. She didn't just have to be brave and go into the ball pit because she was very uncomfortable at first, but we gave her reinforcement for moving away from it as well. Something, because escape is a reinforcer and can build confidence. When you know you can escape something that you're uncomfortable with, it makes you braver to go forward. That's definitely something that I learned as an exotic animal trainer, marine mammals and birds. So she goes out, she goes, okay, I'm good, and she heads back in again. I've put her mum, Lisa, there on the side with me to make sure that she feels supported and comfortable. And again, just a fantastic opportunity for a dog like this to just in her own time work out that she wasn't going to get eaten or swallowed by the ball pit there. So that is your beginner's quicksand, and here is your advanced quicksand. So yes, there is a dog in there. And this was me, I think, getting ready for class with my guys. And this is Fly, who, as I said just a little bit ago, was very sensitive physically at first, and I did not think that he would go in there at all. But it just went to show me the games that we've been playing really gave him an opportunity to build up that confidence and to head into that ball pit. There, so once again he went in. I didn't expect it, but I'm there with a pocket full of food, so I'm going to throw that food in to make it all worth his while there. So I'm always, when I'm working these getting games, and I especially see a dog take a leap of faith and build confidence where I didn't think that they were going to be confident enough to play a game, I always want to reinforce it, whether that's providing additional food or giving them a quick escape. Sometimes you see them go in and go, oh, I did it, and you calling them out and helping them out in this case helps them. So you really just have to keep your eye on the dog that you've got working and what they're telling you with your body language to make sure it's the most positive, enjoyable, confidence building and trust building experience that they can have. Alrighty then, here is much more of a mental game. This is what we call the treasure hanger. Nosework is the getting game. Nosework can be divided up into the finding, which everybody. And I'm just going to go back because I did have some voiceover on this one. I'll let the video play. Is the getting game. Nosework can be divided up into the finding, which everybody understands. Using your nose to find the odour and find the food. But it can also be made a little bit more challenging at the getting game. This is an example of one of our getting games. We call it the treasure hanger. And inside that milk crate is a paper cup that's got a bit of fabric attached to it. And you can see Sparrow there starting to work out how he's going to get the food that's in the cup. One of the things that's great about this game is that every dog approaches it individually. And hang on a minute, he's so close. And they all use their unique problem-solving skills and their unique approach to the world in general to work out how to get the bit of chicken or whatever food is in that cup. Now, this can be really valuable for dogs that are sticky and maybe are very, oh, that's a good job.
pulled it out, and now he's created another problem because it's under the thingo. Here is his brother Quinn, and you can see how different two dogs can be at their approach here. But one of the greatest things about this game is that we can set it up and allow dogs that have, low self-confidence and are very needy, dogs that suffer from separation anxiety, very needy, very socially needy. We can give them an opportunity to be successful. It's my bird. And to gain what it is that they're after by just working at the puzzle. And the puzzle is set up, this is a very difficult level. The puzzle is set up in a way that allows the dog to work at it and get it at his own level. And actually I'll put up another video of my little dog Fly and his version of it, because he's a much more sensitive dog. But you can see, again, their approaches are very different. Quinn does try the same approach as Sparrow, but that doesn't make sense to him in his head. He keeps looking to me for some help. That's a real indication as well, whereas Sparrow didn't look round at all. But there's Quinn's version. Just hop on in and you can have all of the good stuff. Let's see Fly. We'll put Fly in here and just show you. I've got the milk crate, as you can see, on the side, because the milk crate up the right way would just be way too difficult for Fly, no matter how much he wanted the food. And the game's goal isn't to stress and frustrate the dog till they can't get it, but it's to allow them to have a success in their own particular way. And so you can see that Fly can get in and pick up the cup and take it out where he feels more comfortable to eat it. And that's a win for him. All of these dogs have won and have gained a little bit more confidence in their little confidence pocket and the ability to work away from the person. Even dogs without issues can benefit because in a situation when we're doing competition nose work or scent work, we're asking the dog not only to find the odour but to get as close as they can. So when we get into the higher realms of competition where we've got inaccessible hides, this can really be of benefit of well for them to work out how to get as close to that odour hide as possible. Anyway, we hope this helps you. Take it, share it far and wide if you find it valuable.
So that was Treasure Hanger. That's one of my favorites as well. Slingshot is really fun, and it's one, again, that sort of came out of, actually, I think, some rainy days here many years ago, but also I found it invaluable for Fly, working on his confidence or comfort in just physical touch. So I'll let this one play. So there's a variety of different ways that and different food types with this, and I guess with all of the games. I've said some soft food here, and there was some kibble in it as well, but this was very much the first time that I'd played around with this as a concept. So it's the first time Spazzy is playing the game. Winner! Slingshot! Now you can do the slingshot however you like, but Spazzy's got a bit of a thing going there. He's run into an obstacle. What? That's it. Slingy. Slingy. Yep. Go Spazzy. Yay. Oi. Good boy. Yes, indeed. But no, Flies is going for them all. Just going to stop it there because I've got this bit with Fly just in the next video, but it just says there that for all of these games, they can approach it in their own different ways. It's really not about how they do it, it's just about letting them work out the different problems and how they solve the problems. So when I first introduced this to Fly, it took him about 5 minutes to really feel comfortable just trying to eat from the slingshot. So I made it a little bit lower and wanted to make sure that he was comfortable with it beforehand. So we'll just get rid of that one and go on to this one. But after he got comfortable with it, he was
Because he doesn't like things moving
really
over his
comfortable.
body and stuff. So he can always move away if it's really uncomfortable for him. Good boy, he's a good man. Nasty creature.
So it was just lovely to see him getting a bit pissy at that for touching him, as opposed to getting all worried about it. So that was just a really gorgeous thing. And again, you just set them up. I'll show you in a little minute, just a couple more. Luca, a bulldog, a very old bulldog. She was about 10 when we did this, doing the slingshot, and just again the variations for each different dogs. So obviously there's so many different getting games. These are just a few of them, but you can combine that's it, your getting games as well. This is a combination puzzle, rocking the boat and avalanche too, that you haven't met before, but can you see the food all around there, and specifically in these bits of newspaper there. So the avalanche comes in an avalanche of food and some paper when the dog pulls on the paper, or indeed sort of reaches up and climbs on it. And once again, it gives them just an opportunity to feel the fear but do it anyway. But they always have a chance to escape. So this is actually Fly, I think, that you're going to see play this game. That's rocking the boat there. So it's a little bit of an unstable surface, which he found uncomfortable. And you're going to see him come in and he sees there's food in there. He tries it from different angles and he's like, yeah, nah. And he moves away. Then he goes, no, hang on, I can do it. I can do it. And in he goes. And that is a big win for that dog. Huge, huge win at that stage in his experience and development. So that was good, and that's because he was playing it, and I knew that that was troubling for him. There was quite a bit of food in there. So now he has the opportunity to head around and try out and see what other options he's got. Making sure that there's no more in the boat. So there's some easy wins. Always when I'm asking a dog to engage in the environment in a way that might be uncomfortable for them, there's always easy wins as well. And it's interesting that some dogs will want to work on the harder puzzles first, the others get the easy ones. Again, it teaches you a lot about your dogs. He says that one up there is just a little bit too hard. So I think this is the first time where he realizes that this thing might fall on him, and he goes, okay, I'm out of here then. Hang on, maybe I can do it. And you see this a lot as dogs build their confidence. They take a moment, go away, and then they come back. And, on a lead, they just don't have that opportunity so often. We sort of force them in a little bit more than I think what what they otherwise would choose if they weren't under our control. So it teaches us, watching them work these puzzles, that they will in their own time do it. He's having a good sniff there. He's going to pull this one out. And what was so cool about that is that he didn't let it go. So again, lots of opportunity there for him to learn. Yay for nose work. Here is a combination game of Minefield, Caveman, and Avalanche. You've got some easy ones too. I'll just turn off the sound because I can talk over it. So there's some easy ones there you can see. There's the Jack prize in the middle there. So there's a rocking the boat.
Good on you,
Working
Spaz.
that out, very good. Nose in the air, off he goes. You see him come up to this side and get a whiff of the prize in the middle.
Oh, winner!
So bits around as well. Doesn't always have to be, in my world, it doesn't always have to be in a box or on a box or anything like that. It can be in and around the area. And then off he goes, and I think finds some to the side and some behind as well. But he's little, so we can't see him so much. There he goes. Okay, so I've shown you heaps of the ones that that I've got good video for, and I want you to share these and talk about them and improve them and all of that kind of stuff, because if it benefits dogs in your world, that's fantastic. So, but I've got some rules. I've got some of the rules that I always try to work by and suggest. Always start with the getting games being achievable. This is not something that we want to overface them with challenges or indeed frustrate them so that they just give up. So this is Luca on the slingshot with some big bits of food in there. And you can see that at first it's so easy that they just fall out.
I have to make it really hard.
That's fantastic. She's had a win, so I want to build that difficulty slowly as they gain success and confidence. So I've increased the height, but I've secured it to the ace bandage in a way that if she grabs it, she can pull it down. But the food is a lot more secure in there. So she's going to follow that around. And again, the poor old bulldog, you know, she does not have much of a jowl, so a muzzle. So I probably could have made this a bit easier for her. But I never, a lot of people probably would use games like this, and I think they'd be valuable for dogs left to their own devices at home and stuff, as long as the dogs, you know, weren't getting frustrated or anything like that. But for my dogs, I'm always there watching, videoing, because I just find it intriguing the way that they work and the solutions that they come up with. So that means that if I need to, or if I feel like I want to, I'll just move in and I'll make it nice and easy for them. So I don't, I think one of the rules of nose work sometimes is, you know, don't ever show them. And definitely we can understand that if we don't want, if the focus is on getting the dog to find the source of the odor, we don't want them to learn to rely on us. But with getting games, because the focus is on getting it, I can use that focus to help build confidence and trust and increase the relationship that I have with my dogs as well. So always set up different levels of challenge so that they have choices. That one there, rabbit hole, you haven't seen before, but I think Fly will come back. But you're just seeing here how he's going over to a smaller avalanche. And he's grown in confidence with those because he's done more of those games. And there's even some food just out there that he can pick up as he wants to. So he's got a lot of choices with the challenge levels and how he spends his time. Here's a nice freebie one. Boy.
You'll get a hernia. Careful.
I just love
Right.
watching these videos to see how far they've come now, because this was quite a while ago. But let me just, do we come back to this rabbit hole? Here we go. So this one is all about, again, a variety of different ways that they can get it. Most dogs will use their paws though, so that's just food on an ace bandage or a bit of fabric that they can
That's
paw
perfect
out
for
or
you,
pull
isn't
out with
it?
their mouth, kind of like
You
treasure
did
hammer.
great work. Why? You did great.
Okay, getting to the end. So the next rule is be involved. Some of the video that you've had the sound to, you might have heard me cheering them on, and support them wherever they need it. So this is a great example, and I just don't know if it's got sound on it at all, where Fly was too uncomfortable to get a bit of food that's on top of a white box. Oh man, good boy. Fliesy, good boy. Can't get it? Up high, huh? Good boy. So close. What a fine man you are. What a fine man you are. Fine man you are. Fine man you are. Do you want me to hold this? Yep, I'll hold it for you. You're all right. Oh, can I hold it? That's it. I'll hold it for you. You can. I'm holding it. Okay, you can. That's it. Give it a burl. Good boy. That's it. Give it a burl. Actually, I'll hold it on this side. This side. Boy. Okay. Go. That's it. Give it a burl. Promise. Yes, good boy. Yes, good man. Fliesy, good boy. Yay, Fliesy. You did good. You did really, really, really good, hey? What a boy, Fliesy. What a boy. Just makes my heart sing. And just lastly, like these games and teaching our dogs to play these games, they can just teach us so much about who our dogs are. In this video, you're just going to see Robin, baby Robin, who was a crazy puppy, search for a very high food hide. And I wait and watch him work, and I'm waiting actually to see if he sits, because we've been working on introducing a sit as a way for him to communicate that the hide is out of reach for him, so that when we work into competition, we've got that communication with a strong foundation. But instead, while I wait for that, he actually runs back to his crate, which has been a huge part of his reinforced behavior up until, during puppyhood and beyond, still is now. So I just never thought that would happen. But leaving the opportunity for them to show us, it makes perfect sense, absolutely perfect sense.
The $75,000 prize will be offered to an estimated 3,600 people who are put into Commonwealth run facilities in the Northern Territory and the ACT under 378 redress scheme. But it doesn't cover the vast majority of retained Torres states. New South Wales and Victoria have similar schemes, but there are notable exceptions.
I'm quite happy to say to the WA government and the Queensland government, time's up for redress of the stolen generations.
And time has not healed some wounds.
There are many survivors that have died waiting for this recognition. My mum, Mary Bennett.
Another $1 billion will be spent trying to end Indigenous disstand for this long journey is far over children.
Triple killer Regina Arnold will be supervised for another 2 years after a Supreme Court judge found it would be far too dangerous to set her free. Reginald Arnold began transitioning after serving time for killing 3 people, including fiancée Vinay Mulhall. She will be subject to 47 conditions, which includes electronic monitoring. She's an inspiration for all Australians, and now this frontline hero will be immortalised in plastic. The tell-tale based on Victorian doctor Stacey Kirby, who created reusable PPE gowns during last year's outbreak. She's one of 6 female scientists best known for their work during the pandemic. FPC has opened a can of worms. The fruit company is forcing workers to get vaccinated into Australian first. Others follow. A teenager fighting for life.
You're a good boy, aren't you? That's a really clever boy.
A really clever boy. That's it. There's some getting games for you. I hope that you can use them, and I hope that they inspire you. I hope that you think of heaps more and share them with me, because I've only got one brain, and these dogs deserve so much more. Thanks, everybody.